Emily, Laser Princess, Pink Raccoon, unwilling fan of Buffy. Forgot to mention in the last episode, at one point they have a bit about Spike and Drew in the Opium Wars. And I was forcibly reminded when that scene was on of a video I saw where someone was talking about the Opium Wars and said, I assure you they were not as cool as they sound. Yeah. Season 5, Episode 8, Shadow. You know, good name for an episode. Not a good episode, but they came up with a good name, I guess. MRIs. I hear they're loud. I wouldn't know. Weirded out by being inside of a machine. Sorry, it was a CAT scan, not an MRI. At least it was called that on the show. Um, I don't know enough about medical technology to determine whether it was a CAT scan or MRI. I don't know the difference. It looked like an MRI machine. Dawn's doing stand up about her mom's impending death. Well, I mean, gallows humor, right? Xander whining because Riley saved him from harm by taking out the nest. I agree. Riley should have let Xander get killed. Zero misinformation. But yeah, I can totally see the value in Riley's way of thinking and method of operation in that instance. Those weren't vampires that you want to give the benefit of the doubt to. They were not there, you know, just trying to live their lives. They were going around making a mess of things. So, yeah, you're undead and you want to be a problem, you got to expect a bouquet of grenades will fall into your lair and wipe you and your friends out at some point. Sorry, not sorry. Glory remains hilarious. Delivery of I'll have it all is subtly over the top. Subtly, subtly over the top. Yeah. Or maybe I'm just reading way too much into the performance. I don't know. I don't recognize her from anything else, although she is really cute. Spike sniffing Buffy's clothes. Gross. And he grabbed her panties. Gross. I just don't understand everyone everyone's affection for Spike. He's a disgusting being and should not be loved by the people the way he is. He tries to rape Buffy at one point. Okay? Yeah. There's nothing about him that should be held aloft as heroic in any way, shape, or form, regardless of what he does to go get his soul back in season 7. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. And it's on full display in season 5, if you hadn't figured it out by then. Buffy didn't tell Riley. His later actions make more sense when I pay attention. Yeah, funny how that works, right? Doctor found a shadow. Joyce versus the volcano. Get it or get out. I want those trunks. No one's going to get that because I think, probably the only person on earth who remembers Joe versus the volcano, which was a hilariously great movie. Offbeat sense of humor to it, even when it's full on slapstick. It's just bonkers. Anya's haze are annoying, sure, not not warrant the Scooby's reactions. Yeah, they kind of didn't need to snap off the way they did. Carousels are boring to me. I don't know. I've never found carousels to be particularly exciting. Now Dawn is piling on to Riley's insecurities, which is, the best thing to do to a person who used to have super soldier powers, had to get rid of them for health reasons, and yet is still dating a superhumanly endowed individual, and therefore knows he's not really, important or significant outside of her loving him, which is, you don't want to be in that position, right? Uh, Cobra monster from Sobek Baked Magic. Very strange. Sobek is Macaulay. They don't necessarily get along with the Naja. Yeah, there are plenty of Egyptian gods that, involve or revolve around in some way Cobra imagery, and yet they go for Sobek. Sobek has nothing to do with snakes. Sobek is the eater of souls. He's a crocodile, man. Crocodile. He's not a friend, honestly. I don't know him. And if I did, I wouldn't admit it to you. That might end up, implicating me somehow down the line. You're not giving me anything I can use. Glory while beat downing Buffy. Yeah. She's great. Big snake thing? Did they do no research? Clearly not. Magic Shop is so busy, it's weird, kind of breaks the immersion. Yeah, been to many similarly. Ooh, had a coughing fit. Wow, it was not fun. I was saying I've been to so many magic shops, and even the ones where the people who, you know, proprietize the place, generally speaking, are, at best hedgers. They're not will workers, And also, it's just weird that there's so many people in there. Like, if there is sincerely that kind of money in occult antiquities and books, wow, you would think there would be a ton of them around here. We've got so many witches in this town. I don't know. Racing the Snake Man. Should a snake that size be that fast? Or look that CGI? Yeah, it's really bad. The CGI is really, really, really bad. Buffy's hand covered in snake goo, not quite as gross as Spike is in general. Zero misinformation.